Welcome to GDA Astrology, where we use astrology to improve relationships. Today we're going to talk about the superpowers of each sign. Just a couple of them, not too many, because a lot of signs have a lot of powers. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with Aries. What is Aries' superpowers? Well, one is courage. Let me tell you about Aries. These people are not afraid of anything. Or actually, I'm wrong. They actually fear things after they're finished. Like they'll jump into something and then later on think about it and say, damn, wow, I can't believe I did that. That's crazy. That's the Aries for you. That's what the Aries does. You know, they're courageous. They don't even think twice. They jump right into it. And that's the whole thing about them is they don't think before they act. They just act. Later on, when they're thinking about it, like, wow, I could have got killed. They always jump in situations, but they find their way out of the situations. That's just how it is. And another thing about them is, another superpower about Aries that's really dope is that no matter what they're doing, if life gets them down or if they have something and they failed at it, they're very resilient. They're very resilient. They can get up. If something fails, it's like they go to sleep in 24 hours, they over it. And that goes with everything, even relationships. If you think your Aries male or female is over there, yeah, they might be a little stressed, but they're gonna get over that quicker than every sign in the Zodiac. Like they get over shit. They're very resilient and they're courageous. And that's Aries. Now we're gonna talk about Taurus. What is Taurus's superpowers? Just a couple. Like I said, I'm sticking with a couple. Taurus's superpowers, one of their superpowers is something every Taurus knows, it's endurance. Tauruses have a lot of endurance. Taurus have a lot of endurance. When they go through things, it's stamina, whatever they're dealing with, they can endure. It's the sign of endurance, And also, wherever your chart has these signs, you're going to have those superpowers, by the way. And we will talk about that in a later video. But endurance is the one of the things they have. They're steadfast. They can stand in a damn storm. Think of a bull, right? You're not moving them. That's exactly them. And another thing about them, another superpower about Tauruses, some people may know Tauruses for their vicious anger and how they get flipped. Yes, Tauruses can flip. They get flipped out. However, they don't just flip out of anywhere. They don't just flip. Tauruses are the most patient sign in the Zodiac. So what Tauruses do, they're like this. They're good. They're like, we good. We're good. You hear the motorcycle? It's New York City. This is what you get. This is it, right? It's the city. So I'll wait. So Tauruses have immense patience. This is very good when they're going about their goals. They have endurance and patience. So when they go about their goals and they're trying to achieve something, they have enough patience to see it through. The very powerful sign is a very, very good thing. But because they have so much patience is why they explode at the end of the day. Because it's like a drip until they explode on you. Like when you let a Taurus, it's your fault. It's going to be your fault by the time they explode on you, unless something's up with them. So that's a Taurus for you, endurance and patience. Gemini. What are Gemini's two superpowers? They have more than two, but I'm sticking with two right now. Okay? And it would be communication and writing. These are superpowers of Gemini. These people can communicate anywhere. They can get their point across with anybody at any time. They're never at a loss for words. They always can find the right words to articulate where they're coming from, they are just the best at that. They're really good at communicating. And they're Gemini, controlled by the planet Mercury, so that's gonna happen. It's the planet of communication and intelligence. So Geminis are like that. They're definitely gonna communicate. And another thing they do is write. They can write. Geminis write. I think they write without even thinking about it. Like they just do it. See, these are the things that these signs just naturally do. So if you know any Gemini, if you ask them, do you have any poems or poetry or any writings you ever done, diary, books, little things you do, no matter what the Gemini, whatever they do, they got something. They ask them. They probably got books of stuff they write because they have so much in here. They want to put it down. Remember, it's a sign of communication. They want to communicate their ideas either through their mouth or through their writing. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Cancer. What are Cancer's two superpowers? They have more, but we're going to talk about two. And some of these superpowers you already know. Well, Cancers, their superpower is really great. One of their superpowers is intuition, their gut. Everybody knows Cancer has strong intuition. They're ruled by their intuition. They don't move without that. So their intuition is so strong because they always depend on it. So they can trust it. See, if you're a person who doesn't use your intuition, what happens is you stop getting those impulses and gut feelings. You're just going on logic. Well, Cancers have an intuitive navigational system that literally points them in the right direction in life. It's incredible. And every Cancer that's seen this video is probably like, yo, how the hell you know, man? Because sometimes they go with a decision or they go do something straight from their gut. They don't even realize it. They go straight from their gut. They go, and they're like, I don't know, but this is what I feel, so I'll go with it. So with them, it's not so much as just like emotion, it's really their gut. And another thing about them, now everybody knows the main thing about a Cancer. Let's be real. Everybody knows the main thing about a Cancer. Nurturing. They nurture everything. If a Cancer likes you, if Cancer's cool with you, they're going to be nurturing you. They nurture their coworkers. They nurture their family, their friends, of course, their kids. And when I say nurture, whatever you need. Like if you have a Cancer friend, like you a guy, you have a Cancer male friend, and shit happen to you in your life, they will nurture you. They're not going to give you a hug. They're going to give you exactly what you need in that moment. I have a Cancer friend. I can tell you a quick story. I was struggling at one time. I was going through things, and he came to me. And he got up to he really. He was on my back. He was like, yo, what you doing? See, so their form of nurturing is not always like hugging and no. Sometimes their form of nurturing is giving you tough love. Cancers are very good at that. They're good people to have in your corner. Now we're going to go with Leos. Leo, let's talk about Leo. What traits? What two superpowers? Again, I'm going to keep saying they have more than two. Every sign has more than two. But this video will go on and on. So what superpowers that Leo have? Well, this is for me it's easy. I've seen it in action. Leos have immense willpower. Actually, their will is everything. They do everything from their will. They don't have to have a plan to get shit done. That's a Leo. Like, they don't even sometimes know how it's going to get done, but it's going to get done. That's a Leo. Willpower. They will push through. Yo, they have amazing strength. Sometimes they say Leo is the strongest sign in the Zodiac. I know it's one of them. It's ruled by the sun. What do you think? But a Leo, for real, these guys, they have strong willpower. It's hard to, they get down, they get depressed, but their willpower is strong. Cock diesel, they will make a comeback. And another power of them is they have exuberance. Leos are very exuberant. Leos are the type of people you want to be around, especially when they're in a good mood. You're going to have fun. You're going to laugh. They like Leos love all the great qualities in life. So when you're with a Leo, that's what they want to experience. If it's laughter, it's going to be the best laughter. If it's food, it's going to be the best food. And they're very exuberant. So when you come around them, they just have a contagiousness, if that's a word, about them. Let's think Magic Johnson. He's a Leo. He got that $1 million smile. Let's think of Fat Joe. He's another Leo. He's older in the game, and people love his personality. Exuberance. They love these guys. Now let's move on to the next sign. Virgo. Now everybody, when they hear Virgo, they're going to think, oh, criticizing. No, that's not their superpower. Actually, when Virgos evolve, they're not as critical as they get older. They realize to be constructive But that's not their superpower. Their superpower is what? Observing. Virgos don't miss anything. They can close their eyes and see everything. Virgos see everything. That's why people feel like they're being judged when they're dealing with a Virgo, because they see everything. They can't help it. They look to the side. They just see everything. They're the best at observing a situation. They can literally walk into somewhere and just scan the room and know everything that's going on. They can know people they just like that. Because their second superpower is what? Analyzing. That is their second superpower. So they observe and analyze literally in the same instant. You don't understand. And they're usually never wrong. They have the ability to pull things apart and put them back together. So when a Virgo says they know something, they really know it. Because they didn't just observe it, they also analyzed it. So that's their superpower, and they use those same skills to go forward into their career. They use those skills in their relationships. As a matter of fact, every sign that I'm reading, those superpowers, they use them in all aspects of their life, because it's really a core part of each sign's existence. Okay, so now we're going to go on with Libras. Some people say everybody loves a Leo. I think everybody loves a Libra. Libras now their superpower is this. They're the fairest people of them all. The fairest people of the land, that's Libras. They're the most fairest people. What I mean is, they're the sign of the scale, so they see things on both sides of the equation. They always do. So they know they see everything, and they're very fair. Even they see their faults and they see their pluses. They're not one way. It's one of the most given signs in the zodiac is Libra too. But they're also one of the most fair, and that's their superpower. That's why everybody likes them. Everybody wants them around, because they're diplomatic and fair. They will try to always find a solution that's good for all parties involved, because that's the Libra for you. And the other thing Libra has, taste. They have impeccable taste. They're fashion icons. They're fashionistas. These people have impeccable taste. They have taste in art. They have taste in smell, the aesthetics. They have taste in, you go in a Libra's house, it's going to smell good. It's going to be visually pleasing. Probably have some nice music playing. Like Libras, it's just how they get down. It got to smell right. It got to be pretty. It got to be beautiful. And they have exquisite, excellent taste. You can go with a Libra's taste. And they probably make good home decorators, because they have that kind of skill. Now we're going to talk about Scorpio. What are the two powers, or two of the powers that Scorpio has? Well, we're going to start with one thing. Transformation. Scorpio is actually the sign of transformation. So during the course of their life, they're going to go through enough struggles or go through something that's going to have them change completely. Like, they will change into something else in their lifetime. And it could be emotional, physical, but they're going to transform into something. Now, before I say this, before I finish, I want to say that really their ability to transform, or transformation, it does come from pain, but it also comes from desire. Scorpio is a very desirous sign, and when they desire something, they obsess over it. It's an obsessive sign. So they obsess over things when they want them, right? So part of their transformation is they will transform themselves into something to get something. That's the ability that they have. They will transform from something to transform into something that will help them achieve their desires, their set desires. And they have strong desires. They're ruled by their desires. Scorpios want to be great. They want to be the best. And the next superpower about a Scorpio, I must say, is their depth. They have great emotional depth. What I'll tell you is, never come around a Scorpio with shallow shit. Like, seriously, never come around a Scorpio and just be like, it's a nice day today. The sun is out. What's the weather? It rains. It rains a lot. Like simple conversations with Scorpio, they're gonna just sit there like, yeah, it's raining. Yeah, I got a couple of things to do, but I'm gonna holler at you. That's what Scorpio. They're deep. They're depth. I mean, sometimes that's an issue, but it's a superpower because usually when a Scorpio has an issue or problem, they're the type. The reason why they can, and a lot of people don't know this, Scorpio is one of the signs that can literally themselves get themselves off of addiction. Why? Because that's the sign that will go deep into the roots. They will figure out why, because it's a very psychological sign. They will go all the way down into their psyche, pull out the root and find out what's the problem and fix it. And that's where the transformation happens. So that's a Scorpio for you. Very powerful sign. Now we're going to go with Sagittarius. Sagittarius. This is a person that's always on the go. But we're going to talk about their two superpowers. Two of their superpowers. One of their superpowers are Sagittarius it's a sign of wisdom. It's a wise sign. Sagittarius is they're wise people. There's no denying that. They are wise. Especially, well, the thing is, they're wise and they're very convicted in their principles. So if they have, I always say, if they have the correct information, if they're studied, and they studied under a guru or a teacher or a priest or a pastor or just someone who taught them, they gain wisdom from their teachers and the people they're around. They have infinity for the people who teach them, who they learn from. This is a very smart person, but they're very spiritual, they're very deep, and they're very wise. And they live through wisdom. They don't focus on facts as much as they focus on wisdom. They live their life through wisdom. They probably love philosophy. That's another thing about them. So another power of them is they're optimistic. That's the one everybody knows. Sagittarius is like, yeah, I can do it. You could do it. Everybody could do it. We could do it. We the shit. Like Sagittarius is the type of people, what I love about them is shit can go wrong and they be like, damn. But you know what? We had a good time. Like that's a Sag for you. Like a Sag would be like, damn. Well, at least they always going to hit you with a, well, at least I had this. Well, at least it was like this. Well, at least it was like that. They're always going to do that. They're always going to find the optimism, the optimistic people, and that's why people love them around. Next sign, we're going to get into Capricorn. The two, I keep saying the same thing, right? I'm creating a habit in my head. The two, must be getting late. The two superpowers of a Capricorn. Everybody knows the first one, but if you don't, I'll tell you. Capricorn happens to be the most determined sign in the zodiac. If you put all the determination into one sign, that would be a Capricorn. That's their gift. That's why a lot of Capricorns are born with speech impediments, learning disabilities. Believe it or not, a lot of Capricorns are born with speech impediment, learning disabilities, maybe walking disabilities. They're born with something sometimes where they have to work extra hard. And it's so funny how the universe does that, right? The universe does that because they have a wealth of determination. Capricorns also are the masters of the zodiac. I know they're the masters of the zodiac. Why? Because they have to go over things over and over and over and over and over. They learn from repetition and habit. And that's why when a Capricorn knows something, they usually mastered it. That's their thing. And the other thing about Capricorn is what goes with determination, ambition. This is also the most ambitious sign in the zodiac. Aries is very ambitious too, don't sleep on them. But Capricorns is very ambitious and determined. They're going to get to the top of the mountain. Always remember the goat. All the goats want to do is climb the mountain and eat the little food off the side. And that's a Capricorn. They want to get to the top of the mountain. And a lot of times they will. Like I could tell you, determination and ambition goes everywhere. It fits with everything you're trying to do in your life. So that's a Capricorn for you. But they need to be determined to have fun. They need to be determined to relax every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So the next sign we're going to talk about is Aquarius. The two superpowers of Aquarius. Okay, right into it. Understanding. These guys, there's no concept that's too high for Aquarius to understand. they can stretch themselves, like they can learn. They have an ability to learn things, you know, and which is their next superpower. Their first superpower would be understanding, and their second superpower would be learning. And also they have a hunger for learning. They have a hunger for knowing, to be honest. They have a hunger for knowing, but they also, you know, they have to learn to know, right? So that's definitely their two powers. And again, understanding, that's a person you want to talk to. Aquarius is cool to talk to, especially when you got an issue. For the simple fact is they have a very good understanding of what you're dealing with, and they can learn. They learn from what you're talking about. So one thing about Aquarius, though, is because this is a sign that's detached, they're good to tell you things to, because they're not going to have any emotion. They're going to just tell you without the emotion. They're not going to get hyped. They're going to be like, yo, this is how you should do, blah, blah, boom, boom. It's a sign of understanding. They understand. You ain't going to surprise them with anything you say to them. They've seen it all. They've read about it. These some weird people, highly intelligent. Now we're down to the last sign. The last sign of the Zodiac, the sign of endings, or from the house of endings, which is the 12th house. But we're going to talk about Pisces. Now, I'll give you 3 seconds. I bet you know what their superpower is, at least one of them. I'm gonna be quiet. All right. Imagination. They can't stop dreaming. However, this is how they achieved a lot of their goals. They visualize, they see it. They are great manifestors because literally they can, you know how they say, see yourself here, see yourself doing it, see yourself winning. They can do that. Steph Curry, he's a Pisces. He can see the ball going in the hoop. But it's the truth. These guys have the greatest imagination, and people don't know that Pisces are soul survivors. Their strength, a lot of people don't realize, their strength is probably in their flexibility. Like if I would describe, one thing I would describe about a Pisces is that, think of a water balloon or think of anything. They can just, but they can keep going because their imagination, they're able to deal with things. They're incredible. The other thing they're really known for, you probably can guess that. I'll give you another 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I didn't count last time. All right, the other 3 seconds, the other thing is creativity. I've never met a Pisces who's not creative. I mean, out of all the signs, you know how they say I've never met a Cancer who's not emotional? I have met one who's not emotional. But I've never in my life met a Pisces who doesn't have the ability to create. And I don't care if they're businessmen or anything. I'm telling you, if you have a boss who's a Pisces, who you cool with, just be like, yo, do you play an instrument? Ask them that. Do you sing sometime, yo? Do you draw? Just ask them that. They're going to bug out. Like, yeah, you know, I got a little thing going on. Pisces. Steph Curry, what did he do? He's still doing music. Shaq, a Pisces, super rich, doing music again. They creativity spills out of these people. They have no choice. Method Man, Pisces. That's why you find a lot of them in art and the music industry, things like that, because they are just full of creativity and ideas from their imagination, because literally they go to other worlds. They bring it back because it's the Pisces for you. So this has been all 12 signs, superpowers. Of course, like and subscribe, hit the likes button, and get your birth chart read. That's the only way you're going to accurately know things about yourself. Get your birth chart read. Peace, GDA Astrology.